Folks, we've discussed this in brief, but there's a new Speaker of the House. He's a traitor. That's not going to surprise anybody. We know this. The Republican Party wouldn't allow somebody to have a position of authority if they weren't a traitor to the country. That's who the Republicans are. But there's something we need to change culturally about the news, and I would like your help in that. Let's have a look at a quick recap of who Mike Johnson is, and then I'll tell you what I think we should all do.
Who is Mike Johnson? Some key points of his resume: he's a lawyer by trade with a background in constitutional law. He parlayed that experience in part in 2020 to write some of the reasoning that the Trump campaign and others sought to use to overturn the election results. Mr. Johnson, you helped lead the efforts to overturn the 2020
So he's shaking his head no, but the answer is yes. And now she's asking, do you stand by it? And what you just saw was Republicans knowing that's a dangerous question. Because the truth would hurt. Here's what you can do. Listen for who the next person, if you're ever watching a live press conference like that, find out who the next person who was speaking was. The next reporter with a question. Write their news station. Ask them why they did not repeat the last question asked. This person, Mike Johnson, just said, next question. The next question should have been the same question. Every question should have been that question until it was answered. If you write, if my old station, WDIV, let's just say, had been the next person to ask a question, and they had asked a different question, then we got a bunch of emails demanding to know why we didn't back up our fellow journalists there. It would have deeply affected the chances that the next time that would have been the standard procedure going in. There should be a known agreement between every journalist to not allow these people to dodge questions. If they do something as despicable as refusing to stand for what they tried to do, Mike Johnson tried to overturn the election. If they do something like that, unity will help. That could have been a story about how during his first press conference, Mike Johnson had to flee from the stage because he could not answer a straightforward question about his involvement in a coup. That's the country this should be right now. Make it that country. You watch this stuff live. Write the editors. Write the news station, just in general. Just find the contact page. You type in whoever asked the thing next and contact and say, why didn't you back up the journalist? Why didn't you back up your fellow journalist there? That's the technique we should start using. It will have an effect. These people will not answer questions like that unless they are made to, and they can be made to. That is how to do it. Simple repetition. Make it more embarrassing not to answer the question than it is to hide from it.